It's banned! It's banned! Oh my god, is this the first country? Is this going to lead to a huge controversy? Hi guys, you might have seen all the controversy of Silent Hill getting banned in Australia. Well, let me tell you something. The dirty little secret is it wasn't actually banned. We're going to disseminate how and why it was never actually really banned. Even though now, less than 24 hours later, everybody's overturned their opinion. Alright, so in the Australian classification system, here we have the Australian classifications. We have a whole bunch of different listings here. We have the, content to be classified, CTC, G, PG, M, MA15+, and the new ones are R18+, restricted, and X18+, where this one is like the highest category you can go to now. But if you notice, a lot of the MA15+ have been on here for all the other Silent Hill games before. We even had Homecoming, which actually a restricted outcome previously and then changed later on. So just because something's given a restricted here in Australia, it's usually because the board doesn't have enough information to actually give it a proper classification. In fact, Silent Hill F is no longer on the RC list. And if you looked at it like 24 hours ago, you would have seen that not all the information was filled in. They didn't have where the publication was coming from, exactly when it was going to be published. Even, we all know that it's coming from Japan. It didn't even list down what country Silent Hill F was coming from. And part of Australia's thing is we're really, really bureaucratic. So if you haven't ticked all the boxes in the way that you're supposed to tick the boxes, they're going to say access denied. It's a little bit of a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy situation when your friend gets kidnapped and then the dudes have to put in the paperwork correctly so that he doesn't get executed for a random incident. It's a bit like that. That's Australia in a nutshell. That's how our red tape works. And very likely Silent Hill F could end up getting this MA15+ rating, or it might be one of the rare ones that get the R18+ category. But it's very interesting to see how everybody just got swept up in the clickability of the topic of the idea of it being banned. Silent Hill F already banned in one country. Next minute, already unbanned. This was this is published 12 hours ago. But the refused classification ruling is now pending review. Probably because the publishers actually submitted more information to the board so that it can actually have an update on what actually is in the game. And it was pretty obvious that it was never really getting banned. It was just waiting for more information to classify it because there was no reason given behind the ban, which is what would usually happen. Look at how many of these were even update. Confusion over the classification in Australia. Automatic RC rating, unlikely to be the end of the story. No, it's not. So I think it's settle down, guys. Don't worry. If it was actually banned, if I logged on to Steam, I wouldn't be able to purchase it. And we have a great company here, which is essentially like GameStop, called EB Games, where you could literally still pre-order it a week after this supposed RC occurred, which people thought it meant a banning. But if it was banned, EB Games would have to take down the game and you wouldn't be able to purchase it. And as you can see, guys, look, I can still literally go in and pre-order for PlayStation 5 or Series X Silent Hill F. And this was all post March 14th, before today, where people are like, oh no, we think it's going to be okay. And it literally says on the game, check the classification because it's yet to be advised. When that's updated, this will change. Have we learnt today, guys? We've learnt A, don't read everything you see on the internet, including this video.